Have you ever wondered who the creative genius is behind all the murals in Williams Lake, including this one right behind me? Well, today I'm joined here with the creative genius himself, Dwayne Davis, to find out how and why you should take up some art lessons this fall. Now, Dwayne, the mural behind me, including all the murals in town, was created by you. Tell us the inspiration and kind of the theme behind the one that we're standing here.
The mural behind us is called Creative Hands, and the whole idea of it is to sort of show creativity. Almost any artist, our hands are the tools that we use to create.
I see a common theme. I see hands everywhere. And if you kind of step back and look at the picture, in a different light, there's pictures within pictures, and there's a huge hand in kind of the middle in the shadow. Now tell us about the details of some of these hands.
The middle hands are basically forming an idea. The central part, if you look at it, has a lot of color and shape, but it's not to be a thing. It's an idea that's being formed out, and that's the whole idea of that one.
Wow, that's very interesting. Now, Dwayne, as I recall, your art classes at the Caribou Art Society here is a little bit different. You're not telling the people how to paint necessarily, but why. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
A lot of classes that you take, it's all about how you build or draw or make that thing. But why are you doing it? Who is it for? Where's it going? Those are other questions that you really, as an artist, need to know if you're going to actually come up with an end product.
And as a muralist yourself, you have those answers, and those questions are very important to you. Finding out what the audience is like, what they dislike.
Oh yeah, the biggest thing for me is to be able to reach a larger scale audience. In any of the murals I'm done in Williams Lake, most of the things I'm trying to do is connect with the people that live here. So.
Well, we're just going to take a short break, but up next we're going to talk about some of Dwayne's other murals right here at the Caribou Art Center. So Dwayne, the mural behind me right now it looks like it was drawn up in 2002, which was way before the Creative Hands one that we saw on the other side of the building. Tell us about this mural.
This mural here was created for the fire department, who moved after, but when it was created in 2002, they were still here.
And 2002, that's kind of not the very beginning, but more in the beginning process of your career as a professional muralist in town.
Yeah, I actually started in 1999, but in 2000 I did my very first mural in town was at the Condolus wall. So
that's a pretty big wall for your first project. How did that go? Was it overwhelming at all?
It was a big learning curve to try to connect with or paint that big. And when I first started, I was like pretty much every other artist. We're all with our little brushes working away. From that I learned you just go big or go home. Get a lot bigger brushes.
How many hours did that wall take?
That one took like a couple months. Yeah.
And where do you find your inspiration behind these murals? Because the one at Condolus it has kind of the Caribou feel, has the animals, has the environment, and the nature that we live in.
With that one, it was actually brought to me by Communities in Bloom at the time. they connected with other photographers, and I had lots of photography pictures of my own that I connected with, and we laid out a plan for it, and then from that made the mural.
Wow. So I think I'm going to ask you this question that I've been very curious about, and I think people at home are curious too. When you start on these murals, do you start with a pencil first, or you just go right at it with a paint?
No, I really start in a sketchbook, and I work from that, and then I work it up to what's called a cartoon. It's basically your grid layout, all measured to fit the wall or canvas or wherever you're going to put on your painting, your final painting on. And from that, I grid it and make sure everything is compositionally sound, and then go from there.
Wow. Well, we're going to take a short break and take a look at the next story. But when we get back, we're going to head on inside because it's a little cold out here to find out more about Dwayne's muraling process. So now, as you can see, the old fire hall is the Central Caribou Art Center, which was actually changed over back in 2009. But for anybody who is wanting to take some art classes with Dwayne, it's right here at this center. And Dwayne, where can they contact you if they want to drop in or if they have any mural ideas?
You can contact me at my phone number at 250-398-6583, or you can get a hold of me through email at davisarts@shaw.ca.
Awesome. Well, you heard the man, and as you can see, it's pretty windy out here. I think we might need to take a little hot chocolate break. Now, Dwayne, one of the questions that I have, because in our world, in the journalist world, we call it writer's block. But you must have creative blocks as an artist, as a mural artist, as a painter, where you just don't know what you want to draw.
That happens more than people want to admit to. Everybody has that kind of a block. One of the things that we do is it's a game. I'll let you play it with me here. I'll start by drawing a shape. And now you draw on that shape.
Any shape?
Anything.
Draw on this.
Yep. Okay. Now we take that and you look at it. And what do we put here? Now you draw. Okay, now we're getting something.
So this is an exercise that you do when you have a block?
Yeah, actually, I usually do this before I start any creative thing. What you're basically doing with this is you're doing shape relationships. It pushes your mind into the right side of your brain. It's why I call it a drawing class. As kids, we all look up and oh, that's a bunny rabbit. Oh, that's what making shapes like this help you do. You start to look at it and then you see, well, what do I see in that? And then you work from that.
So do you see something in this? Because I don't see anything.
Well, right now.
Oh, I see it.
And that just came out of a random shape. But if you keep playing and you keep rolling it along, it's doodling. But the doodling is what gives you your ideas.
Now, Dwayne, I know you said that painting is kind of, it's one of those things that you don't have to worry if you mess up. If you mess up, you let it dry and you paint over it.
Yeah, that's for sure. A painting is, you just basically want to put paint to the canvas. It's that easy. And yeah, there is no right or wrong way. A lot of people go, oh, well, I'm scared that I messed up that spot. Paint over it.
See, now I see in this original canvas that you have this small cat, but you don't have the big cat.
Yeah.
And adding this big cat onto the painting, onto the actual painting, would freak me out a little bit. Now, you told me that you did this in a very interesting way.
Yeah, actually how I started, I put a wash over the whole canvas, and then, while it was still wet, I sketched in using just the back of the paint brush. That way you can just draw it in. All you want to do is get the shape. And as you can see underneath, you can see a little bit of where I had drawn. When I did that, I roughed in where this cat would be, just to get the relationships.
And it's that easy. So Dwayne's art classes runs until December. Drop-ins are still available. Classes are Wednesday and Saturday. And again, Dwayne, if people want to contact you for lessons or mural ideas, where can they get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of me at my phone number at 250-398-6583, or you can get a hold of me by email at davisarts@shaw.ca.
Well, that just about wraps up this edition of Go. Thank you everyone for joining us. And as always, we're looking for story ideas and inspiration. So don't forget to send us a Facebook, email, or even a tweet. And I'll see you guys next week.